Hello world, Shelly here, and it's time for another episode of Foundation Fest. And yes, I am still filming in Ireland. I've got 1 week left here. I'll be home by the time you see this, but today we're going to check out from Make PREM. I know I have no idea how to properly say this, Make PREM. I think it's PREM because there's a colon in there. We're going to check out the Base Me Tinted Moisturizer. This is SPF50 and PA4+. I believe it only comes in one shade, which is the one I've got, but it retails for $29 for 1.35 ounces, fluid ounces, or 40 mils of product. So I'm gonna go light and easy on the makeup today. We are gonna rock and roll and test this one out because even in Ireland, you need sunscreen. Let's take a look at this one swatched against a few that I've got with me here on my trip. Swatch time, and I have just realized that I gave up my swatch arm for a tattoo. I just got this here in Galway. It is Jupiter in the sky with Gemini and Orion, and a photo of my dad, one of the last photos we have of him before his cancer relapsed and took him. And I love how it turned out, and I just realized now I have no way to swatch for you guys. So swatches are gonna be here. I'm sorry you're getting a little bit of shadow from the light coming in with the shades here, but first swatch here is today's Tinted Moisturizer from Make PREM in the only shade I think that exists. Second, I've got the Tinted Moisturizer from the other couple weeks ago, last week's review, the Ulta Beauty Tinted Moisturizer in shade Light. And this third swatch is the Nars Light Reflecting Foundation in Vienna. I already cleansed and moisturized this 47-year-old mug. I have not sunscreened because I am going to slather on some of this and use this as my sunscreen. Let's check the consistency. You see my fancy setup here in the reflection. All right. I also have to do my nails today. It's a fairly light shade, but I would say, you know, fairest of the fair, it's probably going to be too dark, but maybe not. Maybe it's too light for me. It seemed like it was close, but as I spread it out, it is pretty light. So maybe it is lighter than I was initially. I'm not expecting coverage because of it being tinted moisturizer, and I am slathering the heck out of my face with it because I am using it as my sunscreen. You know, when you're doing a complexion product like foundation and it has sunscreen in it and you're attempting to use that as your primary sunscreen, you're probably not going to use enough product to actually get the stated SPF coverage, because when you're doing foundation or complexion products, it's kind of like you're looking at what coverage you're developing on your skin as opposed to making sure you get lots and lots of product on there like you want to do with sunscreen. So I am slathering the heck out of my face and using all of this to make sure that I'm getting my SPF 50. Now, I really enjoy the Make PREM sunscreen products, so my anticipation with this one is that hopefully it will be equally good as their typical sunscreen products, but maybe a little bit of evening out of redness and such. Let me get a close-up here with my little mirror. It does give a little bit of, just a little bit of coverage. Not much. Coverage is probably too strong of a word, but I am getting a little bit of redness correction. I'm just looking at my chin and my nose, and a little bit of coverage of my sunspots here. I'm going to give this a few minutes. It's slightly tacky upon application, but it does not feel greasy at all, and it does not seem to be clinging to any of my dry skin around my upper lip or my nose. It's not clinging in between my eyebrows. I did take it under my eyes for a little bit of concealer action, but as you can tell, there's not a lot going on in terms of coverage. But let me get as close in here slightly dewy on the complexion, like I'm just in front of a window with natural light here, so that is the overall look of the complexion. All right, it's 12:47. Let me go put the rest of my face on. I will be right back. All right, back with the Make PREM. This is a really nice, just simple, dewy, out the door kind of a thing. I really like the finish. I had no trouble blending. I just have a little bit of my usual suspects, the Flower Beauty Heat Wave Bronzer, the Flower Beauty Flower Pots Blush, Warm Hibiscus. My eyes are just my favorite for a single shadow look. It is the Pat McGrath Single in Statuesque. And the mascara I brought with me, CoverGirl, a Lash Plumping, and of course my e.l.f. brow lift. So that's all I got going on today. This is like a nice little 5-minute makeup jam. Super easy. That's all. What's my lip gloss? I forget. e.l.f. Electric Mood. Yep, it's that one. So far so good. I'm gonna go about my day and go get some lunch. Gotta do my nails. I don't know, I have a free day today, so I'm just gonna hang out. I'll try and get some Galway footage to share with you guys, and I will check back with you. It's almost 1 o'clock. Gonna grab some lunch. I'll check back with you guys with a daylight check-in in a bit, and I'll come back tonight, give you guys my final thoughts. Hey guys, 4 hours in, and I would say everything feels plenty comfortable. This is a beautiful day in Galway. I actually broke a sweat. I feel like the dewy finish gives that sort of like plasticky sheen that kind of makes my micro lines show up, but everything else seems to be holding up okay. Did my nails. That's where we're at the 4 hour mark. I don't think it's too light, but not much coverage to begin with, so there you have it. I'll be back tonight. 9 p.m. It is so wild how light it stays. So dark here in Ireland. And let's check back and see how the Make PREM held up. Did my nails. Pretty. Overall, I think it held up fine. I do have a little bit of mascara showing up on my face here. Still has that dewy complexion to it. Feels comfortable, but the dewiness does, like I said, that thing where it kind of emphasizes texture, emphasizes lines a little bit. Just not because it's a dewy finish necessarily, but the way that it does the dewy finish, it's that, I wish I had a better way to describe it, but I always think of it as like cling wrap. Like it's that plastic look. And so for those that don't enjoy that, that's a thing, but I don't mind it if it's not extreme. And I don't think it's extreme in this case. I think everything has pretty well held up and it still looks nice. It was very sunny with a pretty high UV index today. Unusual. One of our first really beautiful days here. Warm enough that I broke a sweat. Still shocked. It's been beautiful. This is summer in Galway. But I think it held up fine to that. I don't think anything looks out of place, worn out. There's not much coverage, so you know you wouldn't be missing that, but I think it would look uneven if it had been affected by those things, which I don't think it was. So if I had to give a grade to the Make PREM Base Me Tinted Moisturizer, I'm gonna go B+. It's not gonna work for everybody because there's only one shade. It is a pretty light shade. I can get away with it because I don't really have any color ever because sunscreen, which is why we like things like this. Really, I'd say my only complaint is the plastic nature of the dewy finish. I wish it didn't emphasize lines. I wish it didn't kind of freeze them into place the way it does, because products that are a little bit more moisturizing and a little bit less of that sheen to it don't emphasize those lines on me. And when I feel like I have those lines emphasized, I feel like it makes me look older, and I don't like that. So that is where I'm at with this one. We're gonna go super high B+. I was on the fence with an A-, but the shades knocked me down. Granted, I know a lot of the K-beauty brands are not targeting a global demographic in their products, but since shade count is an important thing in our world, and addressing the light to the dark to the in-between to the all the people is important to me, it's in there. So there you have it. I like it. It's good. Good sunscreen. I like it. There you have it. Another episode of Foundation Fest is in the books. If you like foundation reviews, if you had fun with this one, give me a thumbs up down below. Not sure if I'll have any more reviews coming from Ireland, so we should be back in my regular filming setup soon. Maybe we will. Maybe I'll try to get one more in before I leave. As always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.